Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting our new set with our Lonely Kecleon, the set that I borrowed from Pokeyame. Links to the team builder should be in the playlist link down below. Feel free to check that out. Also like and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate all the support, especially with all the views recently. Been loving the support, and I think y'all are really loving these battles, so I'm gonna be posting more battles, you know. Check out the robotics content as well. Our opponent is bringing a Skarmory, Gastrodon, Hitmontop, Tangrowth, Infernape, and Snorlax. So a very OU defensive heavy team, depending on what that Hitmontop is, of course. But yeah, before we begin the battle again, like this video, subscribe, leave your feedback down below. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. It's fun seeing the amount of views these Pokemon battle videos are getting, and so I'm trying to improve the quality of these videos and the commentary at the same time. But yeah, let's begin this set, shall we? Let's see what our opponent leads off with. He leads off with Sharknado the Tangrowth. I don't know why that's named Sharknado. So we lead off with Shayla. Just as a rock setter, I know this thing has like knockoff and sleep powder and whatnot. And I'm not a good Gliscor player. We go for turn 1 rocks, knowing that this thing can do knockoff and sleep powder. And we'll just lose our Toxic Orb, because why not, right? So yeah, I don't think y'all ever seen that before on a Gliscor. But yeah, we get our rocks up. That's absolutely fine with me, and we'll click a knockoff on our own, excuse me, so we can cripple this thing's recovery. This thing is Regenerator plus leftovers, clearly, and Tangrowth are commonly a defensive wall. So depending on what that Hitmontop is and that Skarmory, we're looking at a very tanky team, so any way to kind of curb its recovery is going to be very helpful. So here's our knockoff, and we do a little chunk of damage, and that's fine. We knock off the leftovers, which is what we want, and we get sleep powdered, of course, because we don't have our poison heal. So yeah, not a good start for us. We're on the back foot just a little bit. We're playing more end game. In the short term, we are a little bit behind the 8 ball. We know like a knockoff or Giga Drain's coming out. I don't really want anything else to lose its item, so we're just going to click Roost, I believe we just clicked, or whatever other moves. Not that it matters. We have 1 turn of sleep to go through guarantee. So Giga Drain does a chunk of damage. This is a mixed defensive-esque Gliscor of sorts, so it's not the fattest thing in the world. And again, we are looking at what can we do? What is our opening? You know, what can we do? This thing is just going to keep clicking Giga Drain, keep doing damage on Gliscor. Not that it matters too much. Gliscor already kind of did its role. Of course, minus Skarm and Hitmontop. Oh, we wake up this turn. I was going to say minus Skarm and Hitmontop. This thing already did its thing, set up rocks, and do as much chip as possible. Not that it's going to do any more chip to this thing, because it's recovering all its HP back. We do go for Roost, kind of a stupid choice on my part, because Roost, we lose our flying type. I guess I really just wanted Shayla to go down here, thinking another Giga Drain or sorts is going to happen. Hoping, what other moves does it have? Knockoff, Giga Drain, Sleep Powder. I don't know what the 4th move is, a Sludge Bomb or something. This is a super effective Giga Drain, and Gliscor still takes it. Gliscor is still very fat, but Sharknado is back at full HP, so this is not good for us. All of that work we did is gone, and we are going to send out our Mox next as we quad resist anything it comes our way except that, especially that knockoff. We're going to lose our lefty, but that's fine. At this point, we need to just get some momentum going. Here's that Giga Drain. We save Sheila. I know I want Sheila to go down, but I figure, okay, it's probably, if we can find an opening and get off another knockoff somewhere, that'll be really helpful. So we recover our health with the leftovers, and we hit spikes just to start limiting some switch-ins, or limiting the time our opponent can switch in here. We lose our we lose our leftovers, and we set up our spikes. So again, we have 2 hazards stacked on each other. It's fine. I was debating on clicking Volt Switch. They're thinking the Skarm will come out because Tangrowth doesn't touch Fortress. He might even want to Sleep Powder if he wanted to. But no, he decides to switch out. I send out the spikes, and he sends out his Skarmory. Obvious default coming. We break it sturdy, so that's really good on us. And we have 2 layers of spikes and 1 set of rocks. But the unfortunate thing is that this Skarmory is clearly going to defog it all the way. So all this work again is not looking too good for us. We're behind the 8 ball right now. Still, he's really good at capitalizing the momentum right now. All the momentum's on his side of the field. So he defogs, obvious defog, no hazards. It practically resets the battle, except I have a very crippled Gliscor in the back. Here's my Volt Switch doing a fair chunk of damage to Skarmory, and we'll get the heck out of there. We don't want to take any Brave Birds or whatever, even though we could. We do have Rapid Spin too. But we do send out the Shopkeeper now. The Shopkeeper is our wild card of sorts. Again, the captain of the team, the Shopkeeper, making his debut here. Yeah, shiny Kageyama, you know my opinions on it. I already said it in the team builder. Go check that out. But now, you know, he's probably not expecting this weird Kageyama variant to come out here. So I'm free to click Flamethrower. And this is going to knock out the Skarmory. One shot. Skarmory has no Spadef at all. It's purely a defensive wall. And down goes Skarmory. A big wall is gone from his team. So that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We're leftovers. Whatever. We're fine. Right? So what can he do now? He has to send in either that Gaston back or he sends out Snorlax. That's a thick fat Snorlax the way that's brought in. And we, as previous battle, we know it's a special defensive, then it's more special defensive defensive, and we can just click Drain Punch because we still outspeed Snorlax. And hopefully that lonely nature and that extra boost with the stab and life orb, we're gonna actually do a big chunk of damage. Just almost one-shotting this Snorlax. I don't know if there's any defensive thing behind it. Perhaps if we had more investment in the attack, perhaps we could have knocked this thing out actually. Here comes the Earthquake. Again, our defense is lower, but we can still take one good hit. So that's absolutely fine. Even though Kageyama is very much in the red, we crippled this Snorlax quite a bit. And we can just click Drain Punch again. I'd rather knock out his special wall right now, or do a chunk of damage or whatever wants to come in. Nothing wants to really take this Drain Punch from Kageyama. So he switches out Snorlax and sends out the Ramble? The Hitmontop. And we don't see any Intimidate, so that means this is an offensive oriented Hitmontop. It's probably that Technician Life Orb variant with Mach Punch, Rapid Spin, whatever you see. So we do tons of damage onto this Ramble here. An obvious Fake Out is coming. And I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to sack off? I don't really want anything to take damage. I just want this thing to more damage itself. And so we send out Sheila here to essentially eat the Fake Out and go down here. So that's fine with us. Sheila, again, did her job fine in the beginning. I played Sheila quite badly there for this game. I apologize, Gliscor fans. This one is not for you. But yeah, as you can see, this is a Life Orb Hitmontop, so this thing is dealing damage to itself. We send out Armox here, knowing we can probably just Gyro Ball and knock it out, or go for Spikes and knock out the, Snorlax on the switch in. But I figured I'm just going to go for Gyro Ball, see if I can get the knockout here. Or heck, if the Infernape wants to come in, we can do some damage onto that Infernape, snap a stash. You know, see what's up, you know, see what's up. So obviously Infernape comes out. We're not going to stay in, but we're going to Gyro Ball and we're going to do a lot of damage. Probably a 3-ko with that, with Gyro Ball. And we're obviously going to switch. And, you know, we're going to switch. So obviously we withdraw, thinking a Flare Blitz would come in. But also, you know, it's a very obvious switch in as well. So here comes that U-turn, actually, a very smart move on my opponent's part, thinking 2 moves ahead. So he actually has the switch initiative and can go out into that Sharknado. Very, very good switch in on my opponent's part. Very good move on my opponent's part. What is this thing gonna do? Probably just Giga Drain. You know, we don't really have anything for it. We can probably go for a knockoff as well. I was thinking go into Sheila. Or not Sheila, Shopkeeper, but then I didn't want to risk taking the extra damage, knowing, now that he knows I have Flamethrower, right, he can just kind of switch appropriately. So I switch out in our special wall, our special Titania here, specially defensive, now max HP, max special defense. Team Builder has more details on that. We get the regenerator thanks to Trace, so we can recover all the damage we want to. We're going to lose our knockoff. As you can see, we don't have much defense. That knockoff hurts like a truck. We go for Willow here just to see if we can cripple this thing, see if he wants to go for Sleep Powder or anything like that. But he actually sends out Snorlax. He kind of sacks off Snorlax here, to be honest with you. And yeah, now this Snorlax is very much crippled. It is no attack. The leftovers is pretty much neutralized, so this Snorlax is as good as gone. If we had spikes, I think that would have knocked him out here. But nonetheless, it's just one Moonblast or one Psychic away, so it's fine. We go for the Moonblast here. We can kind of Moonblast anything pretty much. Burnape is not going to appreciate it. Hitmontop's not going to appreciate it. Tangrowth not going to appreciate it again because those are more defensive oriented. It says Gastro would don't mind taking the hit, and Snorlax here, which goes down. So let's see, Snorlax and I forgot what else went on. Snorlax and Skarmory went down, so this match is still very much alive, and we're halfway through battle timer right now. So he sends out Rambo, obviously at Fake Out plus Bullet Punch combinations coming. So now we go into Armox because we know we're going to eat any single hit that this Hitmontop wants to give us. And yeah, here comes that Fake Out, gonna do nothing, and that Life Orb chip is very, very well appreciative. That Hitmontop has very limited switch-ins now. We're going to go for Gyro Ball, because why not? We can go for Gyro Ball. Oh, what? Gastrodon, I'm guessing. Yeah, Muddy, the Gastrodon. Here comes Gastrodon, gonna eat this quad-resisted Gyro Ball for breakfast, of course, because Gastrodon is so tanky. And we expose the leftovers, not that that's too surprising. You know, leftovers are the common thing to see. And we go for spikes here, actually. We go for spikes simply because I know I can take any one hit from this Gastrodon. Minus, you know, burns and whatever. And we just set up spikes. So now we're really limiting the switch-ins. Because he really likes that Regenerator Tangrowth. He's really switching freely right now. So we have to stop that. And so I believe we switch out here and go into Titania, I believe, just to get the Storm Drain, just so we can get a Storm Drain boost going. And so yeah, we do switch and go into the Titania here, and we're going to trace the Storm Drain, because he was clicking Scald quite freely there. That's why we went into Titania. Plus we can eat any hit this Gastrodon wants to dish out. And we're going to get a +1, so now we're at +1 max the special defense in Gardevoir, so it's quite scary to deal with. We have Moonblast and Psychic to kind of really help our bulk. Moonblast to essentially put this thing at a -1 special attack, put us at +1 special defense. Thus we can eat the hits more. Here comes that Earth Power again, hitting at -1 does nothing, but he gets the neutral Spadef, so we're back at 0 right now. That leftovers is becoming very annoying. Well, we can't knock it off. And we're choosing to stay, and we can choose to Wish or Moonblast. We still go for Moonblast, just because that has a higher chance of getting it to drop compared to Psychic. And we almost take it out. That was a crit there. Gastrodon would have gone down. Here comes a Recover. Good eye on my opponent there. Going for that Recover. Let's see. Does he recover more health? I think he actually does recover more health than what he lost in that turn. So he's obviously going for a Recover again. He's forced to in this situation. I go for Wish because I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can get a switch and get out of the situation. And kind of turn the tide a little more in my favor. Trying to get a little more offensive presence in. We're still leading 5-4. But again, anything can happen in this battle. I was still very close. I still have 2 very damaged members on my team. I go out into Brawn, I believe now. I think Brawn. Yeah, I go out into Brawn to eat the Earth Power and get myself basically healed up. And hit anything back with a Drain Punch. Here, he actually withdraws Muddy and sends out Bananas. So out comes that Infernape, taking some spike damage. We know it's not Life Orb, we know it's not Sash, or if it is Sash, it's Snap. We're never going to find out. It could be Bandit, because, you know, Bandits love running Supers and whatnot. We could have just clicked Drain Punch, to be honest with you, but I just clicked Earthquake for the super effective ensure the KO. And so we're basically going to be back at square one. Because obviously Sharknado is the switch in. It's going to take some chip with the spikes though, so that's good. Out comes that Sharknado. 6% of damage, and EQ. Gonna do a little bit of damage, just a chip of damage. And now he's free to go for Sleep Powder or Knock Off, whatever he wants to. I'm not in a good position. If you want to Giga Drain, he can, if he so choose. But I do go out into Hellhound here, I believe. Right? Yeah, we go out into the Hellhound here to eat any hit this thing wants to dish out. Whether it's Giga Drain or Knock Off, it's fine. We do have the Early Bird for Sleep Powder, so that's also fine. And we have Passion Berry in case he switched on the Gastro, right? Let's see, we go for that Fire Blast just to see if we can get a big chunk of damage off as possible. Probably should have just gone for Sludge Bomb. See if we can snag a Poison. That probably would have been better. As you can see, Hellhound is going to miss with the Fire Blast. So unfortunate miss here. But not that it was going to do much damage anyway. But still, any chunk of chip on a Gastrodon is very good to have. And we go out into Titanium, but why not? That's a special defensive ball. See if I can get it with the party trick. The Storm Drain party trick. Oh, excuse me. But then, let's see what he's going to do. So we have our Storm Drain, and he's going to click Earth Power, so Houndoom was going to faint anyway. Now that I exposed the Storm Drain. So, not that it was going to matter. I still probably should have just clicked Sludge Bomb, see if I could have snagged the Poison to neutralize this leftovers. And now I'm free to click Moonblast and Psychic, and we're back a few turns ago now. Our Gastrodon and Gardevoir's little face-off here is going to be very pivotal in this fight, because anytime we switch, if he can snag a burn, or if I can do damage with Moonblast and catch him on the switch, it's going to be turn the tide of the battle, essentially. So any one wrong move will basically, the other person will win. Especially with the amount of damage Kecleon and Fortress has taken, they're easily in knockout range for, I don't know what special attackers are left. Probably Infernape if it has Fire Blast or whatever. Yeah, this is going to be a little stoppish. Of course, we have the 3 minutes left, and I go for that Wish. Of course, I'm going to heal this turn, and I'm very confident I'm going to eat a hit. But if I also get the special attack drop, that's going to be very huge for us. Here comes that Earth Power, and we're going to eat it just fine, and we're going to restore our health. Now, in my mindset, the game plan for me is to just keep as much health as possible. Yes, I'm still up 5-4, but in any chance of like I lose a Pokemon or whatever, I want to make sure I have more HP than him, because I do have very damaged members in the back. He also has very damaged members in the form of that Hitmontop, but he overall would have more HP and he would win. So that's why this battle is also very important, to keep our health very high. I want to keep the 5-4 ratio going while also preserving my health. I go for Moonblast again, Moonblast and Earth Powers, so we're just going to be going with this back and forth. I don't know if I'll speed up this bit or include this part of comments. I'm probably going to just leave it all in, because why not? You guys enjoy, well, YouTube at least enjoys a longer video, so for at least the channel, I'm going to probably leave it in. So we're going to go back and forth. I'm actually going to go for Psychic now. See if that will do any other, see if I can snag a Death Drop actually, because Moonblast ain't snagging anything. Here comes that Psychic, and we actually do a little bit more damage than that Moonblast. Quite upsetting, because I probably could have been hitting Psychic with the +1s then, instead of Moonblast. So Moonblast is higher power, it's 95 versus 90. So I don't know how that works out. But yeah, now we're going to click Wish here, thinking he's going to click Recover, because, you know, he wants to preserve this Gastrodon. He knows he's not in a good position either. He has to do something. And unexpectedly, he goes out into the Sharknado, not the Hitmontop or anything. But I don't blame him. But granted, I could have just clicked Moonblast or Psychic and done a lot of damage. I'm surprised he switched and didn't go for that Recover. As you can see, now I'm going to go for the Moonblast as we count down the 43 seconds remaining. I'm gonna just click that Moonblast and just almost, we're gonna two-shot this thing. This Tangrowth. Look how much damage that does. Again, Tangrowths are more defensive, not specially defensive. So that was a weird maneuver on his part. He sleep powders for whatever reason. I don't think that risk was worth the reward. And we're gonna just Moonblast unless he switches out. We are gonna knock out this Tangrowth, and we are going to win this battle 5-3, taking us to a time limit. And yeah, it was a great battle. A lot of back and forth. This was a fantastic battle, fantastic debut. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, leave your feedback down below, and I really hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for next battle. See you all next time. Bye-bye.